Every October since 2011, Retro Movie Geek has brought you the spooky side of retro movies. And this year is no different. So, a haunting we will go as we dig up classic tales of ghosts and hauntings that are 20 years old or older. But remember, we spoil the hell out of every movie we cover. So consider yourself forewarned. Spooky Flix Fest starts now.
You see the ring. 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 You saw it.
Welcome and happy Halloween. From that's disturbing, Peter. From Spooky Flix Fest, a Retro Movie Geek. This is the Halloween episode for Spooky Flix Fest 2023. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Peter, this is our 12th one? 13th one?
I think it's the 13th one, to be honest.
Well, we started in 2011.
Yeah.
So 2011 to 2021, that'd be 10. So it's the 12th one. Right? Yeah, it's the 12th one. I think you do the math.
11 was the first one.
2011 for officially was the first. Okay, so if you are listening to this, you can also watch the video version over on Mom and Pop Video Shop on YouTube. Be sure to check that out. And as we begin, I am Gilman Joel, joined by Pumpkinhead Peter.
Yes.
Okay, fine, go with it. It's the 13th. I don't care. Oh wait, I believe Pumpkinhead Peter is here, and Diabolical Daryl is here.
Yes, he is.
Woo!
Yes.
And Daryl, we just so you know, we technically have officially started, but your timing is impeccable. You missed the intro, which I'm sure you're happy to have not had to sit through for the 5th time. And and we are joined by the one, the only, technically the 2nd time in this year's Spooky Flix Fest, Nathan Tolle, author of Horror Galore and Pumpkin Cinema. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you so much for having me back, Joel. I really appreciate it.
Also, and Daryl, I don't know if you're seeing us. I'm assuming you're seeing us. You're Daryl at the moment is audio only, but Daryl, is it just me, or does Nathan bear at least a passing resemblance to Paul Rudd?
There we go again. Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. It's hard for me to decipher white people's face.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, they all look like Paul Rudd to Daryl.
Pretty much, yeah. Even Paul Rudd.
Even Paul Rudd looks like Paul Rudd. Yeah. All right. So we are covering for this Halloween episode, The Ring from 2002. Peter, I don't know what you're doing, but you're either frozen or screwing with us right now. Okay, there you go. Peter.
I'm not going to acknowledge the freezing one.
Are you perhaps in hand with a VHS synopsis?
Yeah. Everyone sitting comfortably?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. The Ring is the critically acclaimed smash hit thriller David Ansen of Newsweek says raises some serious goosebumps. This cinematic thrill ride will keep you on the edge of your seat from the stunning opening to the astonishing conclusion. It begins as just another urban legend, the whispered tale of a nightmarish videotape that causes anyone who watches it to die 7 days later. But when 4 teenagers all meet with mysterious deaths exactly 1 week after watching just such a tape, investigative reporter Rachel Keller tracks down the video and watches it. Now, the legend is coming true, the clock is ticking, and Rachel has just 7 days to unravel the mystery of the ring.
Indeed, she does. So I think the most important question of the hour, Nathan, when did you first see The Ring? Do not say yes.
I got a nice visual aid here.
Oh, look at this.
I saw it at Ronnie's Theater in St. Louis, Missouri on November 9th, 2002. It was at 9:25 p.m. It cost $6.50 for a ticket.
The good old
I
days.
was in screen 13.
Nice. Look at that. Actually, he brought literal receipts.
Yeah. Just in case you thought I was lying.
No, I know. I would believe you.
Never
First off.
think so. Yeah.
No, I know how meticulous you are with such things, so I would believe you. But it does help to actually have evidence.
Yeah, but I had not seen it since then.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So it's been a minute, as the kids say.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, and that was the first time in over 20 years.
Wow. Okay. All right. So Peter.
20 years old. It's just weird.
I know it's insane. Actually, it's over 20 years old. It's 21.
Because they're old.
This movie could drink now. It could go on the bar circuit with Daryl. That's how old this movie is.
That probably couldn't hold itself, though. Not
Not to my drinking instinct.
No. Peter, when did you first see this movie?
Sure.
Okay.
Not 2002, but somewhere in the vicinity of 2002. The later 2000, of course, because not before. Because we have mentioned before that I watched the original, which I kind of still like better. And
Ringu?
Yeah. And after having seen that, it was like, do I really need to subject myself to that horror and terror again?
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, because, well, that's what we do. So it's somewhere, I don't know, 2003, 4, 5, somewhere there, I think.
And interesting to note, if memory serves, I was trying to find the note to see if I could verify this. I think Father and Son Watch Horror did the Ringu bonus episode. Wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was them that did it. They covered Ringu for us as a bonus episode for Spooky Flix Fest. All right, so Daryl, do not tell me this is the first time you've ever seen this movie.
No, actually, I saw it in the movies.
Oh, okay. This is one.
I went that week it came out. Yeah, I saw it in the movies by myself, actually, too.
What, really? Was it the Naomi Watts draw? Was that the?
She is hot for me. I do find her super hot.
She is not an unattractive woman. I will grade you.
No, she did a movie one time with it was her and another. Damn it, I can't remember the other actress.
Is it Mulholland Drive?
No. This is
okay.
I've seen that too, but this is such a crazy movie. It was a movie where there were two friends who their sons were college age, and each mother started a relationship with their friend's son.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where they found out about it, and they even went out like together, knowing that they were each having sex with the other.
Was it a comedy?
No, it was not a comedy. It was so weird. Weirdest movie I've ever seen.
I seem to remember that one.
Something.
But anyway, I went to the movies to see.
Okay.
It was such a big deal. I think at the time, I think I was on one of those kicks where they talked about the Asian version first a lot when they advertise this a lot. If you want to see that movie, it's called Adore. That's the name of that movie.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
But it was such a big deal to watch it. Like it was a conversation piece. Like everybody talked about it, and so you wanted to see if the American version was not as good as the original.
Okay.
Yeah, and also with the promotional, because they kind of sprinkled the video, the actual video in commercials or ads all over the place. Not
that little girl coming out that TV was everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, the marketing was incredible for this movie, and it explains why it made a billion at the box office. This was a huge hit.
It was a huge-
VHS
I
tapes
remember
were
that.
everywhere.
and
Yeah.
inspired just a wave of American remakes of Japanese films.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
The
God,
J
yeah.
horror trend was in full effect after this movie for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, forget
I
it.
have a bunch
unlike-
of the J horror on my shelf, and
course
I'm
you do.
afraid to watch it again. I watched them once, and that's basically enough.
And then you're like, I'll own these things that I'm never going to watch again.
Yes, because they terrify me.
So I too, like Daryl and Nathan, saw this 2002. I'm 99% sure it was opening weekend. Unlike Nathan, I do not have the evidence to prove that, but I typically movies at that time, pre-kids, my wife and I, we usually go see those, opening weekend. I weirdly though, wasn't at one of my usual theaters that a lot of these movies around that time would have been. I want to say it was either Orlando. I might have been in the Orlando area when we saw it, because the main thing I remembered from watching this movie was and obviously anybody who listens to the show knows we spoil the hell out of every movie we cover. So if you haven't seen The Ring, for the love of God, at this
I
point,
think everyone's seen this.
I feel like anybody listening to this would have. But just in case, I'm about to go there. But that last, like what Daryl alluded to, her coming out of the TV, I jumped out of my effing chair. That part scared me because it was done in such a way at that time that's almost like Shyamalan twist of like, you helped her. You're like, wait, what? Because you totally bought that they were supposed to help her.
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually, that exact same scene from the original movie well, in my opinion, anyway, it is 10 times worse. Because I remember watching that, and when you get to that point, I'm not sure I breathed or blinked once. When you come out, and the way the eye, the way they make they use the eye in the original is even worse, because here you kind of let that kind of like the cataract or something over it's white,
milky.
You don't have that. Yeah, you don't have that in the original version. It's like it's a guy, a close up of a guy's eye, and he kind of shaved everything, even the eye, everything, the lashes, everything, and kind of it is super terrifying.
Isn't it hard to grow your eyelashes back?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like
never
it
tried.
is.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Why do you do it?
Buy. Ow. I saw Ringu once, and the only thing I remember is liking it, but thinking the American version for whatever reason, and maybe it's because they are very similar, right? They are.
Yeah.
Plot wise, there's not a lot of difference. They are different tonally in some ways and culturally, obviously. But
Joel.
Yeah.
Here's a twist. You froze up.
Oh, I did.
Yes, just for a fraction of at least on my screen.
Nathan, did I freeze up for you?
You've been frozen the whole time, man. This whole video is ruined.
The whole video. Okay, well, I don't know why. Nothing's freezing on my end except for Peter.
You look great.
Oh, thank you. So I remember though seeing this movie in the theater, scaring the crap out of me. I need to revisit Ringu because it's been so long. I don't want to give anything away. I saw this movie at least once or twice since. Like, unlike you, Nathan, I've seen it at least. Very funny. I saw it once or twice because we owned it, and I remember and actually, I do think we had the experience where one of the times we watched on DVD, and the phone. It wasn't like immediately after the movie ended, but within like 5 minutes, somebody called us, and we still had a landline at that point. And I remember being like, "Oh no, nope."
I don't care if it's an emergency. I don't care who died. I'm not answering that phone.
Although, if memory serves, I haven't watched the DVD of this in forever. But does anybody remember? Did the DVD menu have like a ringing phone in it? I feel like it did. That they had
one of the versions that they because it started out with that particular video, and then there's a ringing tone, and then it kind of went into the opening credits. I think I read somewhere about that. So
yeah,
probably.
Just because maybe what I'm remembering is we had the DVD that had the ring. So like after it went to the menu after 30 seconds a minute or whatever, and then it rings. So that was their way of screwing with people, which is kind of genius.
These movies have just terrified the shit out of you with TVs and phones. Because there's I think there was at least 2 movies. They're called One Missed Call, which also happened with you get a call on the phone and then it tells you you're going to die. You hear the last seconds of your life or whatever it is. It's terrifying, and I watched that too, of course.
By yourself.
So phones and TVs and phones were off the limits for a long time. So.
Yeah, these movies have a great way of making you want to avoid any and all technology. They really, yeah. So let's get into discussing the movie, the people involved. Gore Verbinski is the director, right?
Yeah.
And
Mouse Hunt.
well, and that's the wrong screen. So let me real quick
That
switch
is
that up.
not the correct movie, man.
That is correct. I showed you guys the wrong one. Let me go to the correct one now. The Ring. There it is. All right, here we go.
Mouse Hunt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember seeing Mouse Hunt. It's like when
I still have that on my shelf. I love that movie.
Well, I remember it was fine. It was perfect. I think I actually worked in the theater when it came out, and I remember it being okay. It was perfectly serviceable. But when I heard he was the director of this, I thought, oh, great. But visually, whatever you think about this movie as a whole, it is really a good looking movie.
With The Ring?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of like, and they kind of tinted it a little bit with greenish, bluish to kind of like make it look, I don't know, desaturated or something. And they lit it apparently. I have to go back and watch it again, like a masochist that I am, because they apparently lit it so the people in the scenes don't cast any shadows.
Really?
To make it kind of look otherworldly or something. I'm not sure. I have to go back and watch it. I read that afterwards, so I didn't pay attention.
Although it looks to me like this still that's on screen currently with her, it does appear that there might be the slightest shadow behind her.
But not like you're used to. Like, I mean, the shadow.
I know what you mean, like a hard shadow. Yeah,
but it looks really, really, really good.
Well, it does. It looks good, but wait, go ahead, Nathan. Sorry.
I was just going to say that I think this film does such a great job of just presenting the essences of the Pacific Northwest. I live in Oregon, and I see this stuff all the time. But I think it looks breathtaking, whether it's the downtown Seattle or forests or ferries, and the sky is always gray, and it's a great looking film for sure. And did you know that Gore also directed the Budweiser Frogs commercial?
I did not know that. That's cool. I had no idea. I know he did. Well, he did Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Did you like a couple of those? The first one, and
he did. He did 1 through 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And the Weatherman with
Nick Cage.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and anyone remember The Mexican?
Yes, with Julia Roberts. Yeah.
Yeah, with the gun. Yeah.
I saw that in a dollar movie. I remember. What's that?
Nothing.
Did you say it's
I heard that.
It's apparently racist to refer to the Mexican. Don't even use the word. I remember there was Julia Roberts, and who was it Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, wasn't
and
it?
James and Tony Soprano.
That's like Gandolfini was in that.
Yeah, he was the hitman.
That's right. I remember because his character kind of reminded me of his character from True Romance a little bit.
Kind of have to go back to that. No, I enjoyed that one.
I guess.
Need to go back.
I love True Romance.
I don't think I watched the Mexican.
You did really? I saw it in a dollar theater. I remember my wife and I saw it in a dollar theater because that'd been late '80s, '98 or so.
Okay.
Wasn't it? Was it that, or was it early 2000s?
No. I think
it was 2000. It was 2000.
It was?
Was it
2001? Yeah.
Like 2000, 2001, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was 2001. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It all, but that's the problem. Late '90s and the early 2000s, except for specific movies like Sixth Sense or once Blair Witch, they came out in '99. They all start to kind of bleed together for me at a certain point.
Blair Witch was another that scared the shit out of you.
Which one?
Blair Witch.
Yeah, I got to be honest, it did scare me.
Watching it by yourself.
It scared me. I watched it. I think because
do you walk in the woods often? Do you go?
I do actually. Have you I do because I constantly send you guys
like that.
I show you pictures of us walking by alligators.
Yeah. But the alligators are keeping you company when you do it by yourself in the woods, and you come across kind of like empty cabins and houses, and then
you live literally in like ancient Europe. Like it's like where you live, it's like literally there's like witches and all kinds of crap happening in the woods.
Yeah, literally, they walk around Asgard.
Which is why you don't. Well, yes. I can't say why you don't do that because I did a lot of urban exploration. We've been to empty haunted places. So yeah, it's and I'm not saying that one of my friends, as we were standing in one little room, and he said, "Peter, look at this," and I turned around, and he was standing in the corner, exactly like the end scene of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, that was the one part that was legit creepy.
Yeah, the whole thing is creepy. It's a 5-star movie. 5 stars.
First off, I have not seen it in 20 years, but here's the thing about Blair Witch.
What?
I saw it the Enzian in Orlando before it had but literally it was like there was only in 5 theaters. It was like this like sneak peek. It hadn't blown up yet. So I went into it fairly like I hadn't been affected, I think, by all the media marketing around it. So I liked it. Now I also
pretty cool.
I also thought it was hilarious because my sister was pregnant with my niece at the time, and she had to bolt because she got motion sick and she puked.
I think again with the Blair Witch Project, I'm happy I didn't watch it in the theater because that's a movie I think works better.
Yeah, I watched it at somebody's house.
Yeah, I saw in the theater.
Yeah, it's a movie that works better in the.
I think we played hooky from work. I think a bunch of us played.
Whoa, nice!
Well, we were young back then.
I remember I liked it.
None of us were pregnant.
None of you were pregnant. Okay, that's good. I will say that I liked it. My memory is I liked it. I just didn't think it was as terrifying as everybody else thought.
It's better when you get drunk and high and shit.
Yeah. And sniff close up.
You tried to watch it as a family thing, and then that.
No, it wasn't. It was. I think Heather was with me, my sister, and it was just like a couple other people I knew.
Okay, who's Heather?
My wife.
Okay, who's your sister? Your sister, right?
My sister. Okay,
all of them are your family.
Okay, but usually when you're mocking me for family stuff, it's including my kids. So that's what you meant.
Well, of course they're not going to watch.
I didn't take my mom. My mom didn't go. Okay, my dad didn't.
For this,
The Sixth Sense, on the other hand, I watched in the theater with my wife.
Yes.
And I can tell her that she has very sharp nails because she was holding my hand and digging her nails into my hand and arm through that movie. Ouch. So
yeah.
As it got more intense, the pain did the same.
Oh well, that's what happens. All right, so we already mentioned Naomi Watts.
Love hurts. Yes.
Oh yeah, and have you seen a movie that it's called over in your neck of the woods? It was called Undertaking Betty.
No.
It was called Plots with a View.
No.
It's with.
Pretty sure you just made that up, Peter.
No. Plots with a View. It's with. Oh God, and names.
I don't know who got on names.
Christopher Walken is an Undertaker, and so is the guy who played. Come on, help me, Daryl. The guy who played Dr. Octopus.
Alfred Molina. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew that. Oh, wait, hold on. You go to Daryl for that one. Like you assume I didn't know that one. Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite superhero movies.
Yes. But Daryl is my comic.
Okay, that's fair.
But we like each other more than you.
Oh, that's fair. No, that's fair. It's a fair statement. But I will say, looking at the photos on IMDb, dude, the very first photo, it's like, spoiler alert.
Right, well, are you the second too, basically? Because I mean, are you surprised?
No,
that they have the pictures right there. Yeah,
you are.
Are you
surprised? Why would you do that?
Because that's what they do.
Okay,
it's internet. No, but Naomi Watts is the
lovely Naomi Watts.
She was in Tank Girl,
which I have not seen in a very long time.
I haven't seen that in years. I forgot. You remember her in that?
And King Kong from 2005.
Well, I remember that. I mean, the movie that could have been 45 minutes shorter if they had not spent so much friggin' time on the boat. Oh my God.
And the scene where she's kind of dancing for King Kong, like for 20 minutes.
Well, that's how you get a black man.
He could have done like this.
Oh, no.
Dance for them.
Daryl.
We like that. What do you really? You know that's an allegory for black men with white women.
Daryl.
And how the world wants to murder us when we partake.
Your perception, I feel, is just slightly.
It's a message. It's a message. I caught that message.
Or maybe it's a message you see. All right. No, Martin Henderson.
You white man.
What? Martin Henderson, who played Noah. I don't know him from anything else.
Well, he always plays somebody's boyfriend. That's usually his roles.
I've seen he was in Everest that I caught not that long.
I never watched it.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
It's
he's in this very corny. A close friend watches this all the time, and I tease her for it. It's Virgin River. It's one of those.
What is that?
Romantic Hallmark. It's on Netflix.
Hence why I don't watch it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. He was an X.
Oh, he was an X?
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah.
Who was he? Oh, he was the producer, the director guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I totally forgot about that.
And more importantly, he was in Grey's Anatomy.
Or less importantly, he was in
I said more importantly.
Sadly, he was in a movie called Torque that I'm sad to...
Torque? What the hell is that?
I watched it. Yeah.
Did you say twerk or torque?
He said torque.
like an engine torque.
Like torquing. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Not
a car
twerking.
movie. Don't
Oh
seek
yeah,
it out.
that's right. It's what torque. I think you'll remember this, Joel. Remember when they were back in the day when they came out with Biker Boys with
Oh yeah, I remember
with
that.
the from this is when old man tried to do stuff.
Yeah. I know exactly.
You know what I'm talking about? Lawrence Fishburne. Remember when they had Biker Boys? They did a ton of other biker themed movies around that same time. Torque was one of them. Nobody watched it, but it was there.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I
know it is. If you saw the poster, you would
I'd probably recognize it.
Shit.
Is this like early 2000s?
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
They all came out around the same time.
Yeah. There was always that like when Gone in 60 Seconds came out, right?
Ice Cube was in this one. Remember?
Okay.
Ice Cube was in it.
Oh yes, he was. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, well,
All right. So
don't go out of your way seeking it.
the fact that Peter, well, hold up, Daryl. Peter is saying, "Don't bother." That is telling.
That tells you how bad it was. Yeah, because I remember seeing something.
Peter is one of the most open.
It wasn't
and
one of the best movies put to screen.
So
he's not a lead. Like he can't. He's not a lead.
No.
That. Yeah. Remind me of that point later, Daryl, because it has nothing to do with anything we're talking about here. But I want to ask your opinion about somebody who I believe that Hollywood is hell bent on trying to make a lead that I just don't think has what they're trying to push. But we'll talk about it later. Nathan, did you ever see Torque? And if so, do you disagree? Torque. Did you see Twerking? And did you like it? It depends on who's doing it.
Yeah, Torque. I am sad to say I have never seen.
Okay,
or
not.
I can contribute nothing.
Yeah,
but I can go back to Naomi Watts. She was in Twin Peaks season 3, which I loved so much.
I have never seen Twin Peaks, Nathan.
Okay, well you can do that after we finish this.
Okay, guys,
there's one of those shows I can't understand.
Well, here's the thing. I saw Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me for some reason. I saw the movie.
That should be your introduction.
Yeah, I'm gonna first off the fact that a man and woman for people on the stairs. I'm brain farting on the actor, but you know what I'm talking about.
Everett McGill and Wendy Roby.
Yes, thank you. The fact that they're in it, and I've heard they're actually kind of similarly weird on the show. Right?
They are.
One could.
No, they're not similar at all.
They're not to people on the
totally
stairs.
Totally different characters.
They're weird, but
they're lovable, innocent.
Okay, not maniacal, Bible thumping weirdos.
No, they wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay. Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping they were complete nuts. All right. No. Well, I'll still watch it. I love them.
People in Twin Peaks.
Okay. I'll get my nut fill. Is that what you're saying?
And then you will love the show so much, Joel, that when you finish, you will want to make a long trip out to Snoqualmie, Washington, and I will meet you there. We can go to the waterfalls. We can get pie and coffee at Tweety's Cafe, and it'll be a wonderful meetup. And all right, thank you, Nathan, for making me watch the show. It was the best.
All right, I've always wanted to come out there. Yours and Allison's neck of the woods.
I'll be there behind one of the trees, just popping out saying, "Told ya."
Yes.
All right, so Brian Cox, the great Brian. First off, Autopsy of Jane Doe. We just covered that review will be going out for October on Mama Pop Video Shop. That movie, if you've never seen Autopsy of Jane Doe, is phenomenal. That's
the one you go to with Brian Cox.
Of course it does. Of
it
course
does. He's been in tons of stuff, but that was the first one that I recently seen.
The first Dr. Lecter in Manhunter.
Manhunter, yes.
No, but my favorite is Fuck Off. That's my favorite.
No,
he's ever played. I love it.
Which one was that?
Succession, fool.
I haven't watched that.
Of course you didn't watch it because you just don't.
I don't need to watch a show about the 1%. Go ahead, Nathan.
I don't know if you've seen Adaptation, but if you just go on YouTube and just type in like Brian Cox Adaptation rant. It's my favorite monologue. One of my favorite monologues in film history. He just goes nuts on Nicolas Cage.
Is that the one that Nicolas Cage did? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I remember when that came out. Yeah. Okay.
Great performance. And I totally had forgotten that Brian Cox was even in this. And so
me too. I totally forgot
for me because he doesn't appear until well after an hour of this movie.
And I mean, it's like this. This is the whole movie, and this is what he's in there.
Yeah. But his time in the movie is, I guess you could almost call it electrifying.
Yeah, he always makes the moves.
Sorry. But I love the way that I just love how it was like. How do I even put it? It's like he's almost just like going through the like. There's no weirdly any urgency. There's no sense of like he's like, oh, I'm in the middle of doing something. I'm just it's something I do all the time.
Yeah.
Put
Apparently they cut that scene. They shortened that scene. It was apparently a lot more graphic. So
yeah, it felt like it could have been more graphic.
I can really watch Brian Cox be mean to people all day, every day. I love it.
Apparently, he turned down a part in Ghost Ship to film this movie.
Oh, the one that I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, a very smart choice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. He is a smart man.
Astute. He is astute.
I kind of enjoy.
He tells his kids to fuck off too, and it's
probably
every time he does it, I love it.
Here is
a ton of good stuff. I mean, he has more than 240 credits. So
yes, he is a legend. Aiden. Oh, and also he was in Trick or Treat, the anthology film. I just remember that too.
And Long Kiss Goodnight, Braveheart.
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. Peter, we know.
Shut up.
Super Troopers. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Super Troopers. Yes,
he was great in that. He was great in Super Troopers.
And Deadwood.
Aiden, who played David Dorfman, who played Aiden. That's the kid. That kid was, in my opinion, on like Haley Joel Osment in Sixth Sense level.
He was creepy.
Yeah, he was good.
Super creepy.
Yeah, he gave off good. I think on some level, I almost found him more creepy than the Samara character.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
because there's this haunting quality to him that he had.
It reminds me of The Shining.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, I thought that too, Danny. Yes.
Yeah. There's a little boy in the new Kenneth Branagh film, A Haunting in Venice, that he reminded me of a lot.
Oh, really?
Okay. Is that any good? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you should definitely watch it. It's a great movie for this time of year.
Nice.
I want to see it. I need to get it into the schedule.
It takes place on Halloween too.
Oh, very cool.
Nice family film for you. You can bring everything.
I was trying to see if I could convince my kids to go see Exorcist Believer, but I want them to see the original Exorcist first. Especially since,
of course you do.
More than likely, I'm not going to
want to go see that.
Oh no, probably not. Two of my three watched The Ring with us. One of them was like, nope.
Exactly.
Although I weirdly timed it. Interestingly, he walked out right when Naomi Watts came out in her underwear. He paused, stared, she left, got her clothes on, and he left the room. So I almost felt like feel like there was an agenda, maybe.
Oh yeah, there's an agenda.
Well,
we won't go into what that agenda probably was, but there is an agenda. All right.
I probably had the same. No, never mind.
Boy,
we know you did. That's why you watched it alone.
So Jane Alexander plays Dr. Grasnick. She's not. I mean, she's like one of the smaller characters in it.
Yeah.
So Ruth is Naomi Watts' sister, played by Lily Frost. I've tried to. What else was? Oh, Dead Heat. That's what I know her from.
Well, I know her from.
I knew you were going there.
I was like, what do I know her from? It's like as soon as I saw her IMDb, it's Dead Heat. Yes, that is what she is. The love interest in Dead Heat, if memory serves.
Oh, and going back to Jane Alexander. We talked off mic or off camera, or not even that, offline with Nathan about a little movie called Testament.
Mm-hmm. That's right. She's the main one in that, isn't she?
Yeah.
Isn't she the main mom? Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie. That movie will ruin your day. Woo.
He was also in Kramer versus Kramer, which is another super good movie.
Oh,
yes.
I forgot about that.
What do I know? Amber Tamblyn, who played Naomi.
She's the daughter of Russ Tamblyn.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
you know
but
that is.
what? Yes, but what else?
She has been in The Grudge 2. She was in TV.
Django. She was in Django, but it's not small.
A lot of TV. Joan of Arcadia is a TV show that she was.
Didn't watch it.
I watched that, of course.
Oh, she was in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants Part 2.
Well, the first one too.
You're fucking with me right now.
Yeah, I totally am. Yes.
She's in the first one too. Anyone here actually watched those?
I think I might have watched the first one, but I tried to block it out.
Which one?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. She was in an episode of Buffy. That's cool.
Oh,
I've seen it. Yeah, I remember. She was in a lot of stuff I've watched.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, the daughter of Russ Tamblyn, who is kind of he was in Twin Peaks actually.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was in a very bland version of Why the Last Man that I wish they had done better.
Okay.
It was all Canadian.
Oh well. Sorry, Lou. Sorry, Lou and Bill. I apologize. So Rachel Bella played Becca. She is the friend that is with Katie, Amber Tamblin's character. Oops, I just lost it. And she
Crucible, talking about witches.
I don't remember her.
She really was good. Like, I feel like she was one of those people that's easy to not really think about as one of the characters because it's not that big a part. But when you think about how she starts off and where she ends up,
I should have remembered her from Law and Order, Spectral Victims Unit.
You should have.
Yeah, but I mean, she didn't really like. I read up that in 2007 she kind of retired from acting after becoming a mother. So
okay, well, good for her.
I think she married
F Hollywood, Rachel. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Nathan, any thoughts about anybody we've mentioned so far?
You're not going to talk about David Chase?
I haven't gotten to him yet.
Oh, her.
What? Who? Oh, I think it's David. Davy. Yeah, I think
No.
it's David. I'm like, who's that?
If he's a David, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, Davy. Is it
I'm
Dava?
sorry.
Davy?
I don't know.
Is it Davy?
I'll be right back. My landscapers came. I got to open it.
Oh no!
Be right back.
Kick him
Rich
off your lawn. Yeah, really, Mr. Moneybags.
But yeah, I'm happy that you also liked Autopsy of Jane Doe. That one.
Yes, that is a great
Excellent.
movie. It's a great movie. God, it's so good. So anything about Amber Tamblyn or?
I did not reckon. I didn't recognize any of them.
Okay, fair enough.
But I mean, the opening of this movie is really. I mean, that is super scary.
I like how it just starts off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts off with
really
the DreamWorks
good.
logo, and it's already raining before the movie actually.
Yes.
begins.
This is a very rainy movie. I'm assuming where you live is very rainy, Nathan.
It is.
It's very drizzly. Very rarely do we get actual rain that warrants an umbrella.
Gotcha.
So it's just kind of it's a false stereotype, I guess. We don't get a whole lot of rain, and we hardly ever get thunder.
Is it humid? Is that considered humidity, or is that just what is that? Because it's very humid in Florida, and we can sometimes get it to where it's almost like it's wet on you all the time. But I feel like it's yours is a cold wet, right? Or a colder
The wetness in your neck of the woods, Joel, is called sweat.
Yeah,
No, that's true. Yeah, or swamp ass is my friend.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we get lots of thunder and lightning, and which I'm not gonna lie, I love me a good thunderstorm, man.
It's hello. Same here.
Yeah.
I'm the weirdo who runs out with the camera.
Well, I don't run outside because I don't want to die, but yes.
Are you imploring that I'm too tall that the lightning will hit me? Or
I'm not saying nothing. What were you saying, Nathan?
I also love the exterior of the house. It's another reason why this opening is so effective.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I hope it's a real house and not just a set.
Yes, set. Yeah.
But it's very, very powerful, and I'm sure it's going for like if this house exists, it's probably $2 million now.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the one? Is the opening from The Ring? Was it the first Scary Movie that they lampooned it, or they did a parody of it? One of the Scary movies.
No, I think it was the second one.
One of them did, and that was the only problem. Is I haven't seen that in years either, but I remembered enough of it. So when this opened, I forgot about the very opening of this, and so I had that weird, you know what I mean? Like where you're like,
I think I have a box set with the 4 first Scary movies, and maybe 5 even. I'm not sure,
okay.
But I think it's the second one there where they parody the Ring.
You are the only human being I've ever met that said they have a box set of the Scary movies.
Why? I like the Scary movies.
The second one, I thought first one was okay. I thought the second one with Chris Elliott with his little hand. Oh my god!
That one.
I love anything
my
with Chris
strong hand.
Yes, I'm with. Hey Nathan, Chris Elliott forever, buddy. Get a Life. Did you watch Get a Life back in the day?
I had the DVD box set.
You're a good person. You're a good person.
I absolutely loved that show. It was the first time.
I remember watching it live, like when it was first on. I actually remember. I was like me and like one friend were the only ones that knew anything about it. And then it was off the air.
Yeah, it was the first time in my life I was actually crushed by a show's cancellation.
Yes, and Cabin Boy.
Yeah, I still think that movie is hilarious.
I saw that. So I remember him being in the theater, and I think it was me and maybe one other person. Nobody was there.
What is this?
Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott.
Somehow we're on Cabin Boy now.
Yeah. By the way, Daryl, you leave for 5 seconds and you come back and the conversation is completely derailed. We're talking about Chris Elliott, Get a Life, Cabin Boy.
Oh my gosh,
well, mainly we're talking about Scary Movie 2 because the opening of Scary Movie 2 is.
Well, that was amazing. That was funny, which I kept thinking about while I was watching this.
Yes, because the opening of this is from that, right?
Yeah,
It's
I couldn't help myself.
I mean,
And
too.
the kid. They did a lot of jokes about the kid too.
But I will say, scary movie too, with Chris Elliott with the hand, and he's dipping
Yeah,
it.
anybody wants some mashed potatoes?
Yes, and that's what you.
Yeah. Oh God, that is so. Yeah. Use my strong hand.
Oh my God, I miss the Wayans brothers making hilarious things all the time. All right.
Political correctness? No.
All right, so Dava or Davy or Devay or whatever you
Voice of
say.
Lilo.
Chase.
Who?
Lilo
voice-
was Stitch.
She was the voice of Lilo and Stitch. Oh, no, Stitch.
No,
She was-
Lilo.
Oh, the girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't know that. Cool.
I love Lilo and Stitch. I'm not going to be. I'm a
never watched
55-year-old man. I love Lilo and Stitch.
You're
I'm a
weird.
grown ass man. I don't watch them.
There you go. Shannon Cochran, Anna Morgan, and I don't know if you guys have anything. Richard Lineback, I recognize the one who was the innkeeper. I don't know from what.
Yeah, I don't know from what either. So
That's pretty much it. I
He's
think
familiar.
the main characters are up. We've talked about those.
We've talked about them.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam Brody. That guy I do recognize because he was in Ready or Not. That was what I was thinking of. Yes, he was. Did you guys see Ready or Not?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, great movie.
More importantly, he was in the OC. What is wrong
No one
with
cares. No one cares. Wait, hold on. Wait for it. This one, Paulie Peretti was in NCIS. Even
Oh, look at there's Ducky.
you? I know that. She was
Passed
from the
away.
original. She played the tech.
Why do you have to show Ducky?
Do you know that dude lived to be 90, Peter? Peter, Daryl, do you love that Peter sends us these things like, we've lost Ducky? And I looked up like, by the way, first I thought you meant John Cryer from Pretty in Pink because his name was Ducky. I'm like, wait, John Cryer's dead?
Man.
And then I look and
we watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and we watched Invisible Man back then. Yeah,
But
yeah.
he did make it.
90, dude.
He did
like,
make it.
Look, the guy lived a full life, bro.
Yes, I'm all for that, and I recognize that. But it's still, it's Ducky.
I know, but
That
it's
man
not
was
like
out there in them streets for 90 years.
I thought he was trying to say that Ducky, aka John Cryer, died, and I was going to cry. That would have made me sad.
No, I don't. I don't even think I would have mentioned that, to be honest. Even though I like John Cryer, but
okay. There you go. All right. So, any other comments? Nathan, do you have any other thoughts on the cast, the crew, the director, the writer, Aaron Kruger, who also wrote Scream 3 for good or bad?
Okay.
No.
No other comments on the cast.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts?
We haven't really talked. Are we going to skip over a scene that is really, really uncomfortable? The horse scene on the boat.
The boat. Yeah, the ferry.
It jumps over the edge, and it kind of and the screams of the horse.
I have
in
the
water.
same problem. This is the thing with people that I cannot stand. When it's an animal that is not yours, do not touch them.
Yeah, and then when it's showing signs of aggression, don't go in closer and keep agitating it.
People do this with dogs too.
Back
the
off.
dog could be growling with like
Froth
foam
coming out of his mouth.
and then they go to touch him, and then if the dog bites, then they're like, "You see what your mean dog did to me?" And it's like, leave people's dogs and horses and all.
The proper, in my opinion, the proper thing to do is say, "Oh, is it okay if I pet your dog?" or fill in the blank of animal, because most people, like, there are people that'll ask, right? Hey, and if you're like, he's a little,
and if I tell you fuck off, then that means just don't do it.
If you tell him.
I've actually had a woman. She was walking with her husband and her child, and she was in a little stroller. And I walked past them with our little dog. This is years ago, and she actually picked my dog up to show the kid. I was like, "Will you put my dog down?" No. It's not like I'm lifting your.
That's weird.
Kid up.
That's weird.
Yeah, you don't do that. I don't care how cute they are. You don't know the animal, and they can react in a different way. You don't know. Like as soon as the horse was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, that's when you back off. You go take a cup of coffee on the ship.
She did something they do in New York a lot. They're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep touching your animal."
Calm down.
Yeah. That horse was like, "I'm out."
Nathan, do you feel like this is a problem in the Pacific Northwest as well? People touching and molesting animals without permission.
I think if you have an animal like a chicken or a dog out in the public, you just have to expect that people are going to. It's not a good lifestyle if you're an introvert. Like I have that's why I have a cat, and so
you don't have to bother.
I don't have to talk to strangers every single day. But I think the horse scene is I think it's maybe the most powerful moment of the movie. just because I had no idea how they filmed it, and I really hope the horse was treated okay.
Yeah,
That horse was like, "You got the devil in you, girl."
I know. It's just having a wild horse on a ferry in general is just a really awesome.
Yeah, that was weird too. I didn't think they let you do that. Like, I didn't
transport. I think if you had to transport it, they would
not on a regular ferry though. I would think because we have a Staten Island ferry.
Well, you know,
they let you do it there.
If weird women just show up and touch it and they aggravate it, I'm sure.
Listen, hot white women can touch me all the time. That's not
me, but you still get aggravated.
You don't do that to a horse.
No, but the way it flips over and it kind of hits the edge, and then
there's that moment. Yeah, and then there's that moment, and it's just the red water. Like that's a really good way of doing it.
And the owner is that little girl saying, "With my horse."
I felt the trauma that kid went through.
Yeah, and she waits like 30 seconds to scream for some reason.
Yeah, she's like
she thought the horse could be saved potentially.
Yeah.
How you would do that?
No, hamburger mins. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but that's
throw the horse a rope.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to save this horse? Horses can swim, though, right? Technically, can't they swim?
Yes.
Yeah, they can.
It's like in the middle.
He didn't do a very
This
good
one
job.
fell into propellers.
If you don't get sucked up under a boat,
Yes.
that's probably
That's pretty much can.
But that scream when it lands in the water, that kind of got under. Yeah,
because you can hear it go, "Fuck you, bitch."
You got Satan in you.
That was the last words. That was pretty bad. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I did. I love that part. I'm going to say something somewhat controversial, though.
What?
Bring it on.
This movie, I appreciate it.
Uh-oh.
It scared me real bad the first time I saw it.
Yes.
I didn't think it was that scary this time around.
Yes. I thought I was going to be the villain. Thank you,
No,
Joel. I agree.
I'm a villain, bro. I'm a villain with you. I'm a heel.
I don't think this movie holds up. Well, it's like this is so many people call this maybe like in the top 3 of 21st century horror films. And so on this rewatch, I held it to a high standard and I had so many issues with it. I thought, okay, first of all, it's 2 hours long. I would say 1 hour of it is dreadfully dull.
Yeah, it's kind of boring, especially if you remember it all, how it plays out. It's like the first time when you see it, I feel like you're probably more.
Oh, for sure. But that's the thing with they should have a category for horror movies where once you find out the backstory while they investigate everything and then you see it all, then it's not going to impact you as much as another movie would. It just won't. Not after you see all the, like after you learn what the little girl, did and the parents did to the little girl and all that. Like that's the stuff that was kind of interesting for me. Mm-hmm. But then that's it. Like after you learn all that, then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shots of her in the library,
microfiche,
internet searches, printing out things, researching just everything about the horses. It's just.
I would call it more of a
lot of
horror thriller.
He did some good old-fashioned snooping around.
It's a mystery. Honestly, this is more of a mystery. I mean, it's really, other than the horse scene, the opening, the horse scene. And there's obviously flashes real quick of stuff to make you jump. And then the end, that's really it.
It's such a joyless movie. It's kind of on one note. And it's a good thing that Naomi Watts is such a pleasure to look at, or else I might have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
I'd say it wasn't as scary as you kind of remembered it. I haven't seen this in almost.
It helped. I didn't watch this. I haven't watched it since the first time I saw it.
Yeah, that's Nathan either, though. He hadn't seen it in 20 years.
But I mean, it helped me more because I probably would not have. Once I'd known, if I remembered everything, because I forgot a whole bunch of shit about this movie.
Yeah, because everyone only talks about one moment of this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
They only talk about the TV at the end.
Yeah,
and so I kind of like
stuff. I would have been totally out of it. I've been looking at my phone.
It's like because so many years had passed, I kept thinking, all right, there's got to be several moments in the movie that rival that last scene in terms of scares, because this movie is just it's so revered.
I kind of like the small moments in it. when she picks the fly off the screen. It's like,
I mean, yeah, that's a cool moment, dude. But it's I guess what I'm getting at
no.
is
I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying it's scary. Not that.
it's not that scary. It just
No,
is.
no,
I mean,
no.
I get if you saw it originally, or if you're a kid when you see it, I feel like this is a movie that would just jack your brain up. I get it, but I think the people who haven't, maybe they saw it 2002 or 3 or 4 when they were 12 years old, and they're now like, this is the scariest movie ever.
No, but it's like what Nathan says. Everybody talks about one scene. And I kind of like the movie as I mean, it wasn't as scary as I remembered it to be, but this time around, 20 years older, I appreciate the movie as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't find it dull or boring at all. I liked that investigative stuff and all that. And again, I don't mind a slow burn, as none of you do.
No, we don't mind slow burns.
No, but I didn't find it dull at all.
I agree with it. Nathan had a great word, though. He said joyless, right? Is that what you said, Nathan?
Well, the movie is joyless.
Yeah.
The movie, I mean, there's not a lot of fun
versions are pretty joyless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's no, because at the end, I mean, there is no hope because it's,
but that's not what. But hey, but Daryl, I don't mind bleak. Like if it was bleak, but weirdly wasn't even that bleak to me. And I also thought that her reveal at the end, I'd kind of forgotten they show her face, like that image that was on IMDb. I think it looks kind of stupid. Like it doesn't. It's almost too much. It's too like, oh, she's a monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watch the original instead.
I do like how they kind of, they set it up so you think at first it's the dad that is the ultimate villain, then it's the mother, but then it turns out it's the little girl. So I thought that person, but I didn't find the backstory that compelling.
Yeah, me either. If I'm being honest, and I remembered most of it as it started happening.
Yeah, I think they pull because there's a 3-hour version of this movie. They cut out a ton.
That
of
is
stuff.
horrifying. No,
they cut out a lot of stuff that they didn't feel necessary. There's an like a bookend story with a child molester or whatever.
God damn.
Apparently, she gives the tape to in the end. But and there's a lot of other stuff too, and with the backstory of Samara. Because there's and even in the original, there's something about of a sea demon or something that's the father. And everything it's there's a lot more to it, but I'm glad they kind of cut out all of that stuff that you didn't really need it because it's fair. Even though it's a long movie, it's 2 hours long or more or less, but it's still you kind of keep the core.
No, I kind of like how it ends with her being, to protect her kid, she'll do some fucked up shit. And that's, humanly, that's probably what somebody would do.
Oh, no, that very last moment, I actually love that. I actually like the way it ends at the very end. I actually just think, like that TV scene, I remembered in the theater scaring the crap out of me. And watching this time, I was literally like, nothing. Like, I get it. I've seen it before. It's 20 years ago, blah, blah, blah. But you think, look, all I go back to is, exercise, because it's like great music. If you listen to a great song, it's not like you can only listen to it once. Oh, I've heard it before. I never have to hear it again, right? If a movie is executed correctly, you should be able to revisit and experience, at least if not the exact same visceral reaction, some emotional. I always go back to Exorcist 3. I won't go into it, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. The hallway scene. The single greatest jump scare in cinema history, hands down. I remember sitting on that VHS.
Literally lifted off the couch like about.
Oh my God. And it wasn't like, and it's like every time I see that movie, I get a freaking chill. It's creepy.
It's coming.
I get many chills throughout that film still.
Yeah, but that one moment, even though you've seen it 1,000, like I remember my friend and I, in 9th grade, my friend Jason Wilson and I, we were sitting, we had got on VHS, and I remember we just kept rewinding that one scene. We'd watch it go, ah! And we'd rewind it, go, ah! And it was that one. And even now, though, as a 40-something-year-old guy, I can watch that scene and I don't jump out of my chair, but I get that creeps, right? I get the creeps from it. So it worked.
You know who was a guest on Forgotten Flix when you covered that movie?
I have no idea. I can't remember at all.
Daryl.
Daryl was the guest on Extras 3?
Yeah.
I'm so used to podcasts.
I don't even remember that.
I don't think a Daryl is a guest ever.
I don't even remember that.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I remember.
The fact that you remember that, Peter,
I've listened to the episode, man.
You're like so much older than I am, and I can't remember half that crap.
I think I sent in I used to send in little sound bites back.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think I sent one in for that one because I knew Daryl was going to be on it.
Yeah.
So I think so.
add that to your greatest hits collection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's certain, like, you watch a certain movie and a moment, like and maybe not everybody feels the same way, and I get it's all subjective. But the end of Rocky, there's certain movies that there's like a combination of music, editing, everything crescendos, and it hits you emotionally. Whereas with this one, it was like, once the initial shock is over, you're like,
I think the moment is when the son says, "You let her out."
yes, but that didn't even affect me that much this time. The
Why
first
didn't he
time
tell her that before, though?
yeah, that's a good
Why
point.
was he being so cryptic?
Yeah, he's such a little look at the kid's a genius, so he can't like let everybody know, hey, that girl you're trying to like worry about, Ma? No, she's the problem. Yeah.
She wants the video to spread and people looking like this.
I know. So it's like there are some solid scares in this movie. It does a good job of really ratcheting the tension parts, but when you really dissect every moment, you keep finding these storytelling inconsistencies, like and astonishing coincidences throughout this movie, even from the very beginning. The opening scene is great, but when the girls are saying, she's just like all of a sudden she just brings up the fact that there's this urban legend that somehow everyone knows about this tape, and then just so happens that this girl watched this tape exactly 7 days ago, and then she's like being so cavalier about it, making jokes, but we find out that the son has this real deep connection with this girl, and that she was genuinely afraid about her time.
She wasn't
was
acting very
It doesn't
afraid.
match up. These two characters, it doesn't really add up at all.
Yeah, and to your point, then the fact that Naomi Watts' character goes to this cabin and finds the tape on the shelf, the one tape.
Yeah, how did this tape get there? And also, did you happen to notice any other video cassettes in that collection?
I did, but I don't recall it.
Okay, so you could also rent from this place. You can check out Chud. That was there.
That's
spontaneous combustion.
A Toby Hooper movie, nice.
Yeah. And best of all, VHS tape called Garden Pond Basics.
Garden Pond Basics, the most horrifying tape of them all, and the random VHS tape with no label on it.
Yeah, that's how it ended. That they brought back. And
which, by the way,
I think the innkeeper, I read this in that long version of this movie. He apparently also watched the tape and died, which is why you never hear anything again, and why the tape is there apparently. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I've never seen that version. It doesn't exist. So.
And here's another point. Why wouldn't the kids? Because the whole idea, I like the idea that they were in this cabin. They were trying to get a game and record the game or whatever, and they caught through signals, right? It's always like that. No matter what, you destroy all the tapes, eventually this stuff will get pushed back through, right? And so somebody will see it. She wants to be seen. She wants to be heard. I get all that.
Yeah, she has this kind of.
Why would those kids, after this, finding like you record the game, you watch this weird tape? Why would you take it with you? Why would you have left the videotape, especially when they obviously brought with them to record the game? Why would you have left the tape? It doesn't make any sense. Other than plot, it's a plot device. I get it, but it's still dumb. Like I don't.
The game wasn't on the tape, so that's why they left it probably.
Yeah. I also don't know how they didn't pay for the cabin. Don't you have to pay when you first?
Yeah, you get there. You'll pay it after the fact.
Naomi Watts paid immediately.
Have you ever gone to a hotel or an Airbnb where you paid after you left? Or after you get ready to leave? No, you pay when you get there, so that people don't do it like that. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't do no crazy shit.
We actually have in one hotel or motel in Florida.
Stay at hotels.
Where we paid after people.
Well, I don't know what motel that was, Peter.
It was a shit. The wallpaper fell down and it. Yeah,
I believe
it was flooded.
The bed vibrates.
No, the beds were kind of like a stone.
Did you hear things like, "Hey, Mister, you want a good time"? Did you hear that when you walked in?
That was
Nathan,
my friend.
You look like you were about to say something far more intelligent than what we're talking about.
Well, these were simpler times in 2002, and it was neat because there's no caller ID in this movie, and also on the TV at one point we get to watch a little bit of Hollywood Squares. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Oh wow!
So, I like that part.
Yeah.
So I know it's sounding like I'm dissing this movie a lot, but I still think it's good. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, but I think it's overrated.
I think that actually, you know what though? This is one of those movies that if you had asked me before we did this, I would have said, "Oh, it's like a 4.5."
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
I think it's more like a 3. I think it's a good movie. Fine. If you've never seen it, you should actually see it. I think it's.
But I actually, I'll say the same. I mean, it's before you watch it, you sit down and say, "Oh," and then you see the opening, and the opening is really good. And then it's like, no, it wasn't really what it's overhyped. Even though, again, it's a good movie. I'm not lambasting it in any way like that, but I go back to the original.
Yeah, I think one part I really liked was Noah seeing his face in the security camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
that was cool.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was cool. I like there's little moments like that are cool. I will say that I used to always point to this one when I'd say, look, not all PG-13 horror movies are garbage, right? Because people always say, "Oh, it's PG-13 horror," which I think is BS. That's not a fair. Yeah. But like, I think I'm more inclined now to point to something like Lights Out. Like I thought Lights Out as a movie as being scary conceptually to me is way scarier than this. I thought. I think Sixth Sense, even though Sixth Sense is more of like almost weirdly. I mean, it's scary, but it's also
it's a different vibe. I think
it's like Spielbergian awe, right? You're like you feel like this sense of awe mixed with the it's like gives you the creeps a little bit, but it's not like terrifying. But I mean, a PG-13 movie can be scary. It's just I don't know that this one, other than a couple of key moments, is as scary as everyone thinks it is.
Yeah, it's not nowhere near as scary as 1408 or Insidious.
Yeah, or
1408 is really good.
Or Sinister. Was it Sinister? Was that was R? Was
that had to be R? Yeah.
Yeah, that was R. I'm trying to think of something.
I think that in Sixth Sense, the scene that I kind of find most terrifying is when they're at this party. The other kids, the bullies, throw him in a kind of like a closet and close the door and the light, and you hear him scream in there. I think that
with the person, the one in there who's sick, when he gets locked in that room with the person who's sick. Is that?
Are you talking the little girl?
No, not that. Not that. That's another scene.
Shit out of me.
Yeah, that's scary.
The scene where at the party they throw him in a closet, a small closet that's dark, and you just hear him scream in there, and something is attacking him in there. That.
Yeah.
And also, I've forgotten about that scene that Daryl mentioned here. I'm gonna need to watch The Sixth Sense.
Hey, Sixth Sense is a great movie too. Yeah. I think so. Anybody who's going away for this, do not think that we're like just hating on the ring.
No.
We're not. But I agree with Nathan. I just don't, for whatever reason, it just didn't hit me like it did 20 years ago.
Yeah, and the way they're able to find clues in the most convenient places, that just kind of irked me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like give me a clue, damn it. And then he starts tearing the room apart, and then of course it was a lot of that.
The clue itself walks into the room. I'm here.
Yes. Hello, Clue. But all that being said, the most pointless question I've ever asked in the most pointless timing possible. Does it hold up for you? I think we've established how actually, Daryl, of all of us, did it hold up for you, or do you feel like kind of what we're saying?
I mean, I was able to watch. I guess if I was able to enjoy it, but it didn't scare me. I thought it would scare me, but I mean, so it's not like I was scared like I was the original time I watched it, but I did enjoy just watching it because it looked good and I didn't remember the story, so I enjoyed them searching and all that stuff to see what was going on, but it didn't feel like a scare the shit out of you kind of movie.
Yeah, I agree.
No, it's again, like Nathan said, it's been hyped up. I don't know. It's become kind of like a urban legend all by itself.
Yeah, in a way, I think it's a fair way of putting it. Yeah.
Oh,
did we lose him?
Yeah, but I think he will be able to connect because he had a backup.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna mark that it's at 1:49.
Is that when the little girl came out behind him?
Yeah, exactly.
If there's something on the TV behind him,
would it be great if he's
again?
Would it be great if he was pretending to freeze and just he's messing with us, but he's doing?
But when he fast forwards like that, then I know he's not faking it. You saw that, right? He fast forwarded really quick.
No, I didn't see that.
Stop it!
Wait, is Peter a ghost all along?
Hold on.
Wow.
I'm gonna text him and let him know he can read because his battery was. I think he had lost his power core. It was at work.
Yeah.
And so
But
he said,
he had a backup, so he could use that. So we'll just.
"Yeah, we'll just wait a minute. We're actually doing pretty good on time." Oh wait, yeah, he's out.
Yeah, but he'll get back.
Use power.
But is Davey barking at the landscapers?
Okay, he's coming back on now.
Yeah.
Davey's like, "Get the hell out of my yard."
Yeah, he goes nuts.
I put my poop there for a
They're
reason.
supposed to come on Monday or Tuesday. I didn't expect them to come
On a Sunday. Yeah.
Especially they would come as soon as we record.
Of course they will. That's how it rolls, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, before he comes back on, so have you watched The Creator yet, Daryl?
The Creator. Which one is that?
That's the new one with Denzel Washington's son. And
yeah. No, I did not go to the movie to see that.
First off, it is from visually, it is gorgeous, and it's only an $80 million budget. Keeping that in mind when you see it, it will blow you away because it looks like they
From
spent.
what I've heard, everything I've heard is good. It's just
here's the thing.
Going to the movie there.
But here's the problem.
What?
Story, and I'm just gonna say it, dude. I'm sure he's a nice guy. John David Washington is not his dad. I'm sorry, he just didn't. He doesn't have the charisma.
But I like that. Well, you're not preaching to the choir with that one because I loved his portrayal in what was that movie that Nolan did? He did with
Tenet. I never saw Tenet. But
I loved him in Tenet.
See, I feel like I think about Denzel's career. We'll finish up our point here. Actually, we'll talk about this after. Let's finish up. Now we got Nathan back.
Hang on.
Nathan, you're back. You made it.
Sorry about that.
We had faith in you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're almost.
When we get back, you should do like a something.
Oh, like I'll have the glitch. I'll have like a glitch.
Yeah. And people think,
whoa,
Samara.
Whoa, we're back.
Yeah.
What just happened?
I can't do that.
Yeah. So, okay, we've all shifted around. Something glitched in the system. Luckily, we're about to finish up. It was probably Samara. All the smack talk. She's like, "You want to talk about my movie? You want to make fun of my movie?" And it's like, "No, Samara. What I want to make fun of is Rings 2, which I saw one time and I remember I really didn't like." So there's that. Which we didn't even go into.
And then it came Rings.
And then Rings, which I didn't even bother with, and I heard was pretty hot. Pretty much hot garbage, as the kids say. So we know then it held up as a movie in general. Like we all appreciate it for what it is. It's not nobody's
as scary as it's hyped up to be.
Correct. I agree with that. On that note, then, Nathan, thank you, good sir, for being here for the Halloween episode of Spooky Flix Fest. Greatly appreciate it. And you were in a bonus episode, which since this is the last episode that'll be going out for the month, that one's already aired. So anybody wants to go back and check that one out. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal that this is the Halloween episode because I have a reoccurring dream where it's Halloween and I'm not prepared. I don't know where the month of October went and I'm stressed out. And all this time I wasted, and then I wake up and realize I still have plenty of time. And so that's good. So I kind of feel like that right now.
I like what this is because
we're filming October 1st.
Yeah, exactly. We're recording it October 1st.
Still got a long way to go.
You're good to go. Actually, I'm hoping. I left tubs of Halloween decorations in the house with instructions to my children, guys. If you want to decorate and you want to get it going now. So I'm curious to see what I'm about to walk into after we finish recording. We were doing yard work as well before this, because contrary to some people's thoughts of how things roll in our house, Daryl Taylor, yes, I actually do work.
Well, I know rich people like to be like the commoners every now.
Oh, is that? Oh, I'm fetishizing.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That sounds about right.
Okay. That's fair. All right.
I get it.
All right. So Nathan,
before I forget, Joel, when you come out to the Pacific Northwest after you finish Twin Peaks season 3, we can also drive to Newport and see the lighthouse from this film in person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. What about the Goonies? How close are you to the? You're fairly close to the Goonies.
I can get there in 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
That's very iconic.
Yes, it is.
Oh shit! Before I forget, 2 more movie recommendations for people.
Yeah.
The Awakening from 2011.
Yes, that you have a very immense boner for because you've brought it up now in multiple episodes.
Yeah, but no, I don't think I never brought it up in one of the episodes. We talked.
Yeah, Davey said no.
Davey said no.
It's a scary movie. And then I just recently today rewatched. Today of this recording, I rewatched Wind Chill from 2007.
Oh yeah,
Emily Blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in that?
Emily Blunt.
That's a Christmas film, Joel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't. I remember the title, but I can't like visualize the box or anything.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Don't read anything.
I
about
saw a
this
movie
one.
even more scarier.
What's that?
I saw
Barbie?
Birth of a Nation. That
Oh, yeah.
me to my
Is that like your go-to? Is that like?
yeah. You want to be scared?
No. Well,
Go
hey.
Birth of a Nation.
I feel like you probably have more of a justification for being scared.
Yes, yes. I started running and I didn't even know where I was running.
Are we talking about the OG silent
Yeah,
film?
the OG. It's
Oh,
the
that
OG.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Also known as the Klan recruitment.
Yeah, I was done. I can't even look at white sheets in my house after.
The good news is that D.W. Griffith may get the record hold for earliest virtue signal with doing Intolerance as his follow-up movie to make sure everyone understood.
Yes.
It's all good, guys. I'm like you.
Racism is bad.
Yeah, racism is bad. Okay.
Okay.
So, Nathan, thank you, sir, for being here. Though, always a pleasure. They should check out Horror Galore. They should check out Pumpkin Cinema, your tomes that you have written, and
also the amusement park one.
Yes, the amusement park rides one. Yes, as well. All on Amazon. If they just look up Nathan Tolle, Tolle. We'll link them, I'm sure, in the show notes and description of the video and the audio. And if you are someone who has been listening to all the Spooky Flix Fest things, or maybe you jumped around or whatever, and you're curious about the video versions of these, be sure to go to Mom and Pop Video Shop, as I mentioned before, on YouTube, and check all of that out as well. But anywhere else you want to tell them to find you, Nathan?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. And I just want to say thank you very much, Joel, Peter, and Daryl. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you. And thank you so much for keeping the Spooky Flix Fest tradition going.
Yes.
This is one of many things I love about this time of year.
Yeah,
and
cool.
You guys are still rocking it. And I'm really appreciative of all the work you guys do.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Stop it with the praise.
Yeah,
I'm happy that you're finally on YouTube, too.
Yes. So now you can just look at our ugly mugs. Well, except for Daryl's, which is now
I missed the 2 shows. You could look at my ugly mug for all the other ones.
Yeah, that's fair. Daryl.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
I'm in some places. In other places, I'm not. No, you can find me on every week we do a podcast called Nothing's On, where we cover TV and movie entertainment news and talk about stuff we watched. So you can check me out on that. You can check me out on DC podcast, a DC Comics podcast called DC All Stars, where we cover a lot of old, new, current stuff. You can also check me out on a Walking Dead TV podcast where we cover the spinoffs. We used to cover the main show, and we cover the spinoffs and stuff like that. So that's a fun show we have fun doing when I am awake to get it, because sometimes they record late and I'm an old man and I miss a couple here and there, but I try. So check me out on all those podcasts, and I guess that's it.
All right, on the Walking Dead note, because I know I talked a bunch of shit about Dead City because I just didn't care.
Yes, you did.
I'm into Daryl Dixon now, dude. That is actually, so far, I'm digging it. Like, I love that it's a totally different place.
Yes.
I love the vibe of it. I loved so far, because you said you had already watched the first episode and you told me, one's, and you were right. Because I'm actually really, and I love the characters. I love that there's like a mystery. I think, what are you doing, Peter? What the hell is that? Is that a skeleton of E.T.?
He's just looking around.
It looks like a skeleton of E.T. What is it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know what the hell that is.
It's like freezing. It's freezing every time you move it, so we can't tell what it is. Don't move.
Oh my god.
It's a bird.
Stands very still. Okay. Oh, okay.
No,
it's a bird.
I think.
I don't know. No bird looks like that.
That's amazing, Peter. But Daryl Dixon, hands down,
yes,
is the best of all of. Honestly, especially the last few seasons of Walking Dead. It was yeah. So
The
I like
European, it's got that European vibe.
It's just different. It's got like a totally different vibe to it.
A different vibe to that.
Yeah, I like that. It's obviously they're everyone's speaking in French, which puts him in that it puts Daryl. The great thing is it's called Daryl Dixon. He's not gonna die. Nothing bad's gonna happen to him.
No.
But they're
Everybody
actually
else.
wait for it, creating interesting, good characters around him, giving them interesting backstories.
And I do
things.
like the flashbacks to when it
Yes.
first started in Europe. Like
a cool
different
twist.
than if
They
it's
named the
New
show
York
after him and then killed him off after 5 minutes.
That would be actually kind of amazing if
that'd be
they actually
hilarious.
killed him before the first season's over. That would be. They would get mass respect from me if they had the balls to do that.
Yeah, oh my God. That would
But I will say, it reminds me of Lost that way, that we get like flashbacks of people. But so what that's doing now is we know he's not going to die, but these are characters he cares about and we're starting to care about. And there's no guarantees any of them are going to live.
No,
so
we don't know. Right.
I am actually excited for this movie. I mean, the show rather. So I just want to let you know that I am watching Daryl Dixon, and that one I do like a lot. Peter, Pumpkinhead Eater.
Okay, sure.
I don't know.
We'll go with that.
Where can they find you? Good sir.
Well, here, Retro Movie Geek, or they can go to Terror on the Tube, where we talk about also horror and suspense with TV movies with Alison. Or they can go back to Forgotten Flix if they want to hear us again and read some of my stuff. Or they can catch me over on Hugh's podcast, The Undead Wookiee, where I pop up from time to time.
Come here.
Yep, good stuff. And we should mention yesterday, from when this episode dropped, because the day before Halloween, we did a special Terror on the Tube, Spooky Flix Fest edition. We covered Ghost Watch from 1992. Nathan, have you ever seen Ghost Watch?
Yeah, that's a film that seems to be gaining popularity every year.
Yeah, I had never seen it. I had never seen it. So I will not say here because Peter has no idea how I feel about it. I did watch it, Peter. I have now seen it. But
because I know.
But I don't want to tell you how I felt. I don't want to give that away. Yes, I know, but I don't want to give away because you don't know yet because we haven't recorded that episode.
It's a Scooby-Doo thingy right now.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Nathan? Were you gonna say something?
I think I first heard of it right after I watched the WNUF Halloween special. It showed up, if you like this, you might like this too.
Yeah, I heard about it years ago, probably from Peter or somebody. I heard about this years ago. I just never
it flew under my radar for decades.
Yeah. What was your general take? I'm not gonna give away how I feel. What's your general feeling about it?
I need to watch it again, probably in a different setting.
Okay.
I like the concept a little bit more than execution, but so many people love are praising it.
You feel like you missed something, maybe?
I think I did. Yeah, I need to give it another try. And what better time than
did you know
a late October night?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you know it's only been shown once?
Yes. I also watched it with my kids, and I tried to first convince them that it was real. They were like, I got to give them credit. My kids are smart enough, and they're totally on to me to the point where they're like, yeah, Dad, because if such and such like this had happened where they had actually caught real, like you wouldn't be like nonstop about this. I was like, damn it. Okay. I should have recorded
because they know you.
What I should have done is we just watched The Ring beforehand. I should have recorded it onto a blank VHS tape. Not told him anything about it. Said one of my friends, I put it in like an envelope, said it was from Peter from Europe. He sent it to me special. Apparently it's so I should have gone all in on the I didn't though. That ship had sailed.
You got lazy.
I got lazy. Yeah, a little bit. I got a little bit lazy.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
people can listen to that if they haven't already listened to it.
They should absolutely check that out. So, of course, Terror on the Tube. We are also doing video versions of that on Mom and Pop Video Shop as well. So go over there, check that out if you're so inclined. Obviously, always a pleasure to record the show with Peter and Allison. And of course, Jay of the Dead's new horror movies, where we covered all the Saw movies. Where as of tonight, I'm recording the review for Saw 6 without giving anything away. I will tell you, it is one of the better sequels.
Wow.
The last 3 sequels were not great.
It has already been recorded, and it's
that's already.
His fingers are frozen like that. It's like creepy.
What's that? When Peter freezes?
Yeah, his fingers are like frozen, pointing. Now you ruined it. You moved again.
There it goes.
There you go. That's perfect.
You gotta have that motion blur. That's the key. He's like right in the camera. That was awesome. So check out Jay the Disney Horror Movies. We covered all the Saw franchise, of which I had seeing Saw X was the first Saw movies I've seen in the theater since the first one. So I went almost 20 years and I was seeing a Saw movie in the theater, and then I saw Saw X, and I'm glad I did. So that's all I'm going to say, because I don't give away. Well, though I
went 50 years without seeing a Saw movie.
I will tell you this, Daryl, they're very gross, but they surprise me at how good they are. Like, they're actually not what you think they are. I really don't. I think you see the first one though, right?
Partly.
That's more like that's more with Danny Glover, where it's more like a mystery, and it's kind of a mystery.
I think
it's like 7. It's like 7. It's like a dark thriller. It's not. Yeah, it's a horror movie, but it's not. And the other ones, that whole torture report thing, I don't think is a fair. I just don't think it's fair.
Yeah, I can't.
I know, but I'm just telling you, they're gross, but there's a reason, and it makes sense. So I don't know. I get it if you don't like it. I'm just saying, I thought they were very, very good. And part 6 is my favorite sequel.
I can't do the gross.
Okay, well,
when it's too gross.
Then they really are for you.
Yes,
they're not for you.
William.
On that final
William.
William. Oh God, let's not start that.
Go watch that. Daryl, on YouTube. William. Short movie.
It's a short film. It's like 6 minutes long. If you search, do you know what this is, Nathan? William?
No, I don't know what that is.
I like you so much. I would just warn you. It's nasty, dude.
Oh no! I don't want to.
Of course, you've seen worse. Of course you have. You weirdo.
I just tell you crazy stuff,
Nathan. Yeah. It's disgusting, dude. It's not what you expected to be.
It's basically an ad for an escort service.
Don't give away.
Okay, I am intrigued.
William.
Just all right. If you want to, it's like 5 or 6 minutes. It's like it's meant to be more funny, I guess. Technically, it's just disgusting. It's called GWILLIM. I realize we're giving this away on the show too. So they're probably gonna have like this uptick of like 3 people searching for William on YouTube. So just watch. Just search. Don't read anything about it. Just watch it. And
if you want gross, here's a joke for you.
No, God.
This is gonna get me killed. Yesterday, I was tickling my kid brother's feet until my mother said, "Stop it. Wait until he's born."
What a great way to end the episode.
Oh, and by the way, that side of gross feeling, that'll get you prepared for William.
Yeah.
Dark humor is like a kid with cancer. Never gets old.
Oh my God.
All right.
Happy Halloween.
You got me back on that one, Peter. Good job.
Stop it.
On that note, happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Get all the spookiness you can handle this October by subscribing to Mom and Pop Video Shop on YouTube. You can also find Retro Movie Geek on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you dig up your podcasts. The spooktastic music you heard at the beginning and end of this episode was provided courtesy of Ed and Gavin and their band, Midnight Syndicate. We want to thank them for the use of music from their albums Gates of Delirium and The 13th Hour. Want to sink your ghostly claws into this and all Midnight Syndicate's beautifully macabre music? Then go to midnightsyndicate.com. And remember, spooky is as spooky does.